So the problem really lies with this term anxiety. The truth is the word anxiety doesn't really tell you much. Anxiety is kind of a catch-all term. I'm nervous before making this video, I'm anxious. If I'm a little bit nervous about something else or something that's like actually a life situation that would cause anybody stress, I'm anxious. But you also experiencing these physical symptoms, these feelings of unreality, these intrusive thoughts, well, you're anxious as well. So saying, well, it's anxiety doesn't really tell you that much. It's too generalized. And that was one of the major keys I didn't understand. See, my anxiety started off as a panic attack. Once I got my first panic attack, naturally, I was terrified of getting another panic attack. And so what ended up happening? I ended up getting more panic attacks because I was fearing getting a panic attack. That's typically how it works. And what ended up happening is my anxiety became more chronic. I started experiencing really terrible physical symptoms. For me, the scariest symptom by far was digestive issues. I had feelings of unreality. I had other symptoms like palpitations. My blood pressure was up. I felt all these things, but for some reason, digestion really threw me off. And so when I went to the doctors, they said, well, Shaan, it's anxiety. And so I kind of looked at them and I was like, are you just saying I'm making this up? Are you saying I'm not having these physical symptoms? Are you saying this is all in my head? Because I can assure you this is very, very, very physical. And they didn't really have an answer for me. They said, look, I've just looked at all your medical tests. Everything is clear. It's like the default is anxiety then, if nothing is there and you're experiencing it and there's nothing physically wrong, well, then it's anxiety. And so really what you're experiencing, this was the key. And for me, it was by a doctor by the name of Dr. Claire Weeks. And she wrote this book in the 60s and she really explained it's not just anxiety. What she coined the term is your nerves are sensitized, meaning your nervous system that's primed for the fight or flight response. It's primed to survive and it's responding to everything as a threat. Small basic stressors, your nervous system over-exaggerates in fear. It responds in that fight or flight mode. It starts releasing adrenaline for everything small. And so that was a huge part of me understanding anxiety because it wasn't about me being nervous like how it was when I was growing up. If I was nervous, I was anxious. But I was experiencing this state all the time. And so that's one key to really understand. If you can understand this, it will really help you demystify what's happening. It'll help you understand that, okay, so this is why I'm experiencing these symptoms out of nowhere. And so what happens is you don't have to go into this fix-it mode every time.